Assiniboia Downs is pleased to present our co-featured event here in race number 1. It's the 42nd running of the Phil Kivas. They're going to go 1 mile for a purse of $25,000. Number 1 is CC Ride, owned by Gerald Babchishin, trained by Tanya Lindsay, with Adolfo Morales. Number 2 is Langara, owned by Barry Arneson, True North, and Don Schnell, trained by Don Schnell, with Antonio Whitehall. Number 3 is Anetto, owned by Double H Stable, trained by Shelley Brown, with Ronaldo Cumberbatch. Rounding out the field is number 4, Devil's Gold, owned by Right Attitude, Hillside Farms, Anderson and Warner, trained by Stephen Gaskin, Praven Badri aboard. Post time for race number 1, the 42nd running of the Phil Kivas. They're at the post. And they're off in the 42nd running of the Phil Kivas. As expected, Langara quickly goes out to the early lead, but is getting some company today with number 3, Anetto, to his outside. 3 wide, Devil's Gold up close early, and then 5 lengths back to your trailer. That's going to be CC Ride. The opening quarter, a quick 23-3, and Langara now opens up to a length and a half advantage. Anetto back to second. Devil's Gold took out of the duel 3 wide and now settles on the rail in third. And CC Ride has been moving up and is now only 3 off the lead. The half slowed down to 48-3, and it's still Langara with the lead by 3/4 of a length. In between horses, Anetto. CC Ride has pulled the trigger from last, and now into second. Anetto back to third, and Devil's Gold is your trailer. Langara with the advantage, 3/4, 113-3, still a length and a half up. CC Ride to the outside. Anetto back to third. The trailer still Devil's Gold, but Langara is responding at the 8th pole and is now up by 3. Langara is going to take the 42nd running of the Phil Kivas. CC Ride for second. Third's going to go to Anetto, and fourth to Devil's Gold. Now entering the winner's enclosure is the official winner of the 42nd running of the Phil Kivas. That's number 2, Langara. Langara is a dark bear brown gelding, 4 years old, by Langfier. Out of the mare Midnight Shadow by Trajectory. Owned by Barry Arneson, True North, and Don Schnell. Trained by Don Schnell. And ridden to victory by Antonio Whitehall. Time for the mile, 1:40 even. Number 2, Langara, was proudly bred right here in Manitoba by Cam Ziprick and Charles Fouliard. Also, Assiniboia Downs is very pleased to have on hand Ellie Kivas to make a presentation to the winning connections. Now directing your attention back down to the winner's enclosure, ASD Paticos Rob McLennan as the winning team from the Phil Kivas. Rob, take it away.
Thanks, Kurt. We're down here with the winners of the 42nd running of the Phil Kivas Stakes. Antonio Whitehall, Don Schnell, True North, and Barry Arneson with Langara, defending his title from 2016. What did you kind of think coming into the race? You've controlled every step along the way this year. Just a matter of not going too fast early and then just kind of holding on as you really just galloped around.
Yeah. Well, he's a way much better horse this year. He matured beautifully over the winter. Well, at the beginning of the race, I figured we were going a little too fast. I tried to slow him down, but got him relaxed. Down the back stretch, he was asleep, just waiting on the other horses.
Yeah, it really looked like you did put him to sleep the 25-second second quarter. Try not to get a little too bored. Try to make sure you're paying attention. Try to make sure everything's still business-wise. But you got to the head of the lane and obviously kind of asked him a little bit, and it was all over at that point, right?
Yeah, it was all over. I was pretty confident. All the guys were confident. We believe in this horse. He's awesome.
He really is. Anything else to add, Antonio? Really a nice, very nice job of rating Langara and taking him right into the winner's circle.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank my winners, my owners, for giving me the chance. Riding an amazing horse.
Thank you, Antonio. We'll move on to Don here. Kind of an interesting journey with this horse who was obviously such a nice 2-year-old and got even better and has gotten even better. And as a 4-year-old, he's still got allowance conditions here, so he gets to run in some spots that are not super, super tough, but really all year end up to be pointed to today. Talk a little bit about getting to today.
Well, we, got a few races in him, and he's riding a win streak now, and he's pretty brave. He's thinks he's the champ, and to us he is.
Yeah, he really is. He's done really nothing wrong. He's even in defeat when he hit some really tough horses. He's running just an absolute, like he runs his heart out when he has to. So one of those horses you just love to have in the barn. Talk a little bit about him, I guess, and maybe what we'll see next.
Well, like Antonio said, he's matured and he's gotten better. When he was a 2-year-old, you wouldn't believe it. He was so far behind the other horses when he was working. We were almost laughing at him. We didn't think he could run, and then all of a sudden we put him in a race, and he fought the whole way with Golden Sochi and almost won. And he's just got the heart. He's a big-hearted horse. He's one of my favorite horses.
Congratulations, Don. Anything else to add here about Langara?
No, just thanks to the guys here at True North and Barry Arneson for giving me the privilege of training him.
Thank you, Don. We'll move on to Phil here, who's going to talk for the True North. A very nice win with Langara here. Talk about a little bit about what you thought going through the race.
Well, we were pretty confident because he's been running really good and he's just getting better and better all the time. So we're just hoping for the best and hoping for a good, safe trip, and we got it, and everything went good.
It really did. Obviously, a very nice winner and a commanding winner at that. So a little bit left in the meet. Some options for Langara, though. He's still got allowance conditions. He's an on-2 life still. He's possibly a Gold Cup horse. And I know there's some races elsewhere that are looked at. Any thoughts on that, or something you guys got to kind of figure out as a group?
Well, we're going to talk about it, but we actually thought the Gold Cup might be something we might go into, but we'll see if the condition race comes up and then how he comes back and everything else like that, and see what the guys all say, and we'll go from there. But, he's good and sound, hopefully, so we'll probably shoot for that.
We'll find something to take a big shot at, and he's going to be very much a contender. Anything else to add other than let's just celebrate a nice win, and maybe we'll see you to the bar?
Yeah, well, thanks, everybody. Thanks, Don. Thanks, Antonio. And, thanks all our partners. We have a great time together, and we really enjoy it, and the horse makes it a lot of fun. And Laura. Oh, yeah, right. The grooms and everybody else. We always forget about them. Very important.
Yeah, congratulations to all involved with Langara, the winner of the 42nd Phil Kiva Stakes. A tremendous effort here. Don Schnell, True North, Barry Arneson, and Antonio Whitehall. Congratulations to all. Back up to you, Kurt.